We're not just diving into some dry grammar rule today. We're actually talking about what I like to call a secret fluency marker. One of those little things that once you really get it, just completely changes how natural you sound in English.
So let's start with a quick question. Just think for a second. What if something in your life were different? Right at this very moment. Maybe you had a different job or lived somewhere else. Got that idea in your head? Okay, hold on to it.
Now, let's try a different one. Think about a moment in your past, a choice you made. What if that had gone differently? Can you feel the shift? The feeling of that first thought versus the second one. That difference is exactly what we're going to unlock today.
So, why do I call this a secret fluency marker? Well, it's because being able to talk about a present dream versus a past regret, that's not just grammar. That's about expressing real, deep human experiences. And when you can do that effortlessly, you don't just sound correct, you sound truly fluent. All right, let's dig into that first feeling, the one about right now. We're going to look at the tool we use to imagine a different present. And that tool is the second conditional.
Okay, let's break down the machine here. The second conditional is for stuff that isn't real right now. The formula is pretty straightforward. You have your if plus a past simple verb, and that leads to would plus the base verb. Now wait a sec. A past tense verb to talk about the present? Yeah, it's a little weird, but stick with me. Let's see it in action.
This is a perfect example. You can almost hear someone daydreaming, can't you? If I had a car, that's the imaginary situation, the unreal present. I would find life so much easier. And that's the imaginary result. It's all happening in their head right now.
And of course, here's the reality check. The simple truth is, they don't have a car. The second conditional is like a little portal that lets us step out of reality for a moment and explore a different version of now.
And this brings us to the key takeaway, maybe the most important thing to understand. That past tense verb, words like had, knew, or spoke, it's not actually about past time. Think of it as a code. It's a grammatical signal that tells the listener, hey, what I'm about to say is not real. It's a dream, a hypothetical.
Okay, so we've covered the present dream. Now let's shift gears and travel back in time. This is where we talk about looking back, reflecting on things that are done and dusted, and sometimes, expressing a little regret. Welcome to the third conditional.
You'll notice right away the structure gets a bit beefier here. This is for things that are completely in the past, totally finished. So the formula changes. You use if plus the past perfect, that's had plus a verb, and that leads to would have plus the past participle. This whole structure locks the idea firmly in a past that cannot be changed.
Oh, this is a classic, isn't it? We've all lived this moment. It's pure reflection. If I hadn't stayed up so late, that's the imaginary past action, the thing you can't change. I wouldn't have felt so tired, and that's the imaginary past result. It's all about what could have been.
And the reality? Yep, you stayed up late and you definitely felt tired. It happened. The third conditional is like our own personal time machine for our minds. It lets us rewind the tape and imagine a different path, even though the real past is set in stone.
All right, this is the moment. Let's put these two powerful tools right next to each other. This is where you'll see the difference pop, and the whole concept will just click into place. So let's just walk through this. Look at the time zone. That's the core difference. Second conditional is for now, third conditional is for the past. And that one change completely flips the meaning. We go from a present dream to a past regret. And you can see how the grammar just follows that logic. If I spoke better is a wish for right now. But if I had practiced more is a reflection on a past that's over.
Now for you advanced folks out there, here's a pro-level tip. You can actually mix and match these. And honestly, you hear this all the time in natural conversation. You can link a past regret to a present result. Like, if I had started earlier, that's a past regret, I would be fluent now. That's a present result. See that? It's super useful.
Okay, let's get super practical for a minute. We're going to talk about the common traps people fall into. Seriously, even very advanced learners make these slip-ups. So if we can fix these, your English will take a huge leap forward. So we're going to hit 4 key mistakes. First, putting would in the wrong part of the sentence. Second, getting your time zones all mixed up. Third, accidentally dropping a tiny but crucial word. And fourth, using the wrong kind of past tense. Let's break them down.
This is the big one, the #1 mistake. You absolutely cannot put would in the if part of the sentence. Just burn this into your brain. No would in the if clause. Ever. It always goes in the result part. That's the golden rule.
Okay, see what's happening here? The result, I would have bought that house, is clearly talking about the past. So the if clause has to live in the past too. To do that, we need the past perfect tense. If I had had more money. I know, had looks a little funny, but it's perfectly correct. It keeps the time zones consistent.
This one is so easy to do when you're speaking fast. People just drop the have. But in the third conditional, that result clause needs all three of its team members. Would, have, and then the past participle. So it's always, I would have told you.
This is another time zone mix-up. Again, look at the result. Would have attended is clearly in the past, so the condition has to be in the past too. Simple past knew won't cut it. For the third conditional, you need the past perfect. If I had known.
So, we've taken apart the engine and looked at all the pieces. But grammar is totally useless if it just stays on a slide. The final, and honestly most important step, is to connect all of this to your own life.
I want to leave you with a super simple 3-second mental check. Whenever you want to say something like this, just ask yourself, am I talking about now or am I talking about the past? That one question tells you which conditional to grab. Then just remember that golden rule. That's it. So let's end right where we started. Think about a real moment from your own life, something you wish was different. Is it a present dream or is it a past regret? Now that you've got the right tools, how would you put that feeling into words? That's not just grammar anymore. That's real human communication.